Greetings. I welcome you all to today's class. It's me, Kallol Dahal. We'll be studying an exciting topic, that is a tour to Central Zoo, timetable, and a request letter. Let's begin the class now.
Hello students, today we are going to begin the first chapter of grade 8, and the first chapter that we have is a tour to Central Zoo. Let's begin. Saraswati Niketan Secondary School, Teku, Kathmandu. It's a notice dated 20th June. The school is organizing an educational tour to the Central Zoo, Zaulakhel, Lalitpur on 24th June for the students of grade 8. The timetable of the tour activities is scheduled as follows. Arrive at school and arrange groups 9 a.m. Board the bus 9:15 a.m. Attendance 9:20 a.m. Reach Central Zoo 9:45 a.m. Form small animal groups 10 a.m. would be knowing about the animal groups below. Enter the zoo 10:05 a.m. Explore the animals in the zoo 10:05 to 2 p.m. Board the bus 2:10 p.m. Attendance 2:15 p.m. Arrive back at school 2:40 p.m. Return to classroom 2:50 p.m. Grand discussion 2:50 to 4 p.m. Now you see there are three words which have been highlighted green: board, explore, and grand. Now let's dive into these three words. Board the bus means you are going to get in the bus, as in the boarding pass that we get when we are going to fly in an aeroplane. So boarding or to board means to get in a vehicle. Similarly, explore means to go and have a look at the animals in the zoo in this context. Another word is grand discussion. The word grand means there is going to be a huge discussion about everything that they have seen in the zoo. Now let's dive into animal groups that the chapter was talking about right over here from small animal groups. See? So the animal groups are birds, reptiles, mammals, and amphibians. What this means is the students are going to be divided into 4 groups. The name of the first group is going to be birds, the second reptiles, the third mammals, and the fourth one is going to be named amphibians. Now a note is given at the end of the chapter that Mrs. Karki, the English teacher, will lead the tour. Students are expected to follow the timetable and the guidelines given by the teacher. Here the word guidelines has been highlighted green. So the meaning of guidelines is the instructions given by the teacher. Okay, so this was the chapter. Now let's go into the exercise. First exercise that we have been given is match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. Okay, so let's match the words with their meanings. Okay, the first word here given is tour. Now let's match the word tour with its meaning. So the third option in column B, a visit to a place, is tour. So the answer is this one. Now for the word board. Let's see which one might be the right answer. See, as I've already told you before, the answer for board is to get on or into a vehicle. Now the third word is explore. Explore, the meaning of the word explore is to travel to or around an area to learn about it. The fourth word is grand. The meaning of it is large and important. So the last word, the final word, is amphibian, and the obvious answer for this is the one that's remaining, an animal that can live both on land and in water. So this is the answer. Now let's dive into answer these questions. I hope you would be able to do this. What time do the students need to arrive at school? Now the first answer is the students need to arrive at school at 9 a.m. So similarly, please do the remaining question answers. Now let's look at the third exercise that we have been given. You might have been to an educational tour from your school. Share the most exciting activity you had during the tour. So you must have been taken to a tour by your school. Remembering all the things that you did during the tour, share the most exciting activity that you did. during the tour and write about the experience. Now students, we have been given a conversation which needs to be acted out by two people, Raima and Sanjeev. So choose your partner and act out this dialogue in pairs. It's not that difficult, you just need to read out your portion of the conversation. I hope you would be able to do this without any difficulty. So now let's go into the second one. Work in pairs. Study the following situations. Now ask and answer the questions. Begin the questions with could, would, or can. Let's do the first one. You want to know your teacher's mobile number. How would you ask your teacher his or her mobile number? You can use could, would, or can. Let's try it with one. Let's try with could. So you would approach the teacher and you would ask the teacher like this. Excuse me, teacher. Could you please give me your mobile number? If the teacher is okay with it, he or she would be providing you with his or her mobile number. But if they are not comfortable with sharing their mobile number with you, they might say no to you. Let's go into the second one. You want to know how much a cup of coffee costs. Then you should be asking like this. Would you please tell me how much a cup of coffee costs? And the next person would be answering you if that person knows the cost of the coffee you wanted to know about. The third one. You want to know what time you can get an appointment to see the dentist. Let's use can. Excuse me. Can you please tell me the time I can get an appointment to see the dentist? Yeah, like this. Now you see we have 4 more questions. I expect you to do all of these. Now let's go into grammar. Change the following statements into yes, no questions. You have been provided with the possible answers and we need to form questions for this. It should be in a yes, no form. So the answer is they could rescue the victims. You see, now the question would be going like this. Could they rescue the victims? So answer for this would be could they rescue the victims? Similarly for question number B, Linda can win the match. So see, we have an auxiliary verb over here. So we would be using this auxiliary verb to form the question. The question would be reading like this. Can Linda win the match? Similarly, please do for question number C, D, and the rest of it. All of the options have auxiliary verb in it. So simply put the auxiliary verb in the front of the sentence, in the beginning of the sentence, and then form yes, no questions as we did in question number A and B. Now let's dive into another exercise. Fill in the blanks using can, could, and would. Use negation if necessary. Negation means the negative of can, could, and would, that are can't, couldn't, and wouldn't. So let's try the first one. I dash go to the party last night because I was sick. So see, the situation is I could not go to the party last night because I was sick. So the answer is obviously I could not. So you can either write could not or you can write the abbreviated form of could not, that is couldn't, could not, or couldn't. Then the next question number B. Dash Ganesh cook thakali food? And the answer is given here, yes, he can. So this is a yes, no question. So obviously, as we have learned in the previous exercise, this would be filled with an auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb in the answer is can. So we are going to use can Ganesh cook thakali food. The third one, my sister dash ride a bike last year but now she dash. So see, we can understand the situation here. My sister could not ride a bike last year but now she can. So I expect you to do the remaining exercises by yourselves. Do try it. Now students, let's dive into this form where you need to fill it up using your personal information. Date of registration. You would be writing the date. The most preferable date is DD MMYY. So first of all, you'd be filling the date, then the month, then the year. Please do fill it. Then here is your full name. you see, please write the names in block letters. Always remember, whenever you are filling up the forms should be filled up in block letters. Block letter means all of the letters in your name should be capital. So if your name is Ram Prasad, you are going to use all the capital letters, but be sure to give a space. See, like this, and fill up your surname over here. Date of birth, similar as in date of registration, DD MMYY. Your gender, your roll number, your grade, obviously grade 8, your parents' name, your personal email, contact number if you have your own, otherwise your parents' contact number, local guardian's name if you do not live with your parents, and if you live with someone else who is looking after you, you have to fill up their name over here, and their email, their contact number. Your permanent address, if you do not live in your permanent address, then your current address, or if you do not stay in the address given here as permanent address, you have to fill it up your current address where you live, which can be different from the permanent address. Then obviously your signature, your parents and guardian signatures, and your warden's signature. If you are living in a hostel, then you would have to ask your hostel warden for his or her signature. That's how we fill up a form. Okay students, after the completion of that, we have a request letter. Let's read that. A request letter, Kushma 9, Parbat, 27th April 2023. You see the format of this letter. This letter begins with an address, then the date on which this letter is written. After that, there is the address. It's been addressed to the head teacher. The head teacher is working right now in other secondary school, Kushma Parbat. And the subject for this letter is a request to increase computer lab facilities. Let's begin reading the letter. Respected sir, we are very grateful that you have been successful in establishing a computer lab at our school. We are overjoyed seeing a computer lab at our school. The lab provides us with the most up-to-date learning devices. It helps us gain technological knowledge too. This admirable effort, however, is not quite sufficient in accomplishing its goal. In fact, the lab is lacking some necessary equipment. To begin with, there are insufficient numbers of computers. Second, only a few computers have the required software installed. This limits our learning. Third, our lab does not have an internet connection, so we cannot access the vast world of knowledge and information. We would be thankful if you provided us with all the necessities for a modern computer lab at our school. We would welcome your reply to our request. Thank you. Yours faithfully, students of grade 8. So now see, there are few words that have been highlighted green as I've underlined here. So let's dive into the meaning of those words. So the first word is grateful. Grateful means to be thankful to some people if they have done good things. Overjoyed. Overjoyed means you are very, very happy. Then admirable. The admirable effort means, see, there's a word admire in it, and if you are able to admire the effort, it's called admirable effort. Accomplishing its goal. Accomplishing, to accomplish means to gain or to be able to achieve the goal. Lacking. So the word lacking means if you do not have something, that's called lacking. Necessary equipment. Equipments are the materials needed to run something. Insufficient, not enough. Software. Software is any program that is in the computer. Vast, huge, big. Necessities, the things that are required, the things that are necessary. So I hope you have understood this request letter. Now let's dive into the exercises given to us. Now let's go into the exercise. The first exercise that we have been given is the meanings of some of the words from the above letter are given below. The words are scrambled. Unscramble and write them. So in the first column we have been given the meanings and then The second column has scrambled words. When we unscramble the words, we would be finding the words whose meanings have been given in this column. So, having qualities that you admire and respect. Scrambled word is this. When we unscramble it, it is going to be admirable. The second word, not having enough of something. Lacking. The third word, tools needed for a particular purpose. Equipment. The fourth word, large in area, amount, etc. Vast. The final word is the programs used by a computer. Yes, as you guessed it correctly, it is software. Now, we have answered these questions. Who wrote the letter? We always find the person who wrote the letter at the very end of the letter. So in this one, it is students of grade 8. Who is the letter addressed to? We would always find the answer to this in the very beginning of the letter, as this letter is addressed to the head teacher of Adarsh Secondary School, Kushma Parbat. Why are the students of grade 8 grateful to the head teacher? They are grateful to the head teacher because the head teacher has been successful in establishing a computer lab at their school. It's been given in the letter itself. So I hope you can find the answers to these questions as well. These remaining questions are your homework. Please do it carefully. Let's go into the third one. Mention a problem you are facing at your school. How is it affecting your study? Discuss with your friends. Please mark this down as your homework. Do not discuss it with your friends. You are supposed to be writing it. Now we have grammar. These sentences are from the letter. Complete them with the missing words. So to find the answer to these questions, you are supposed to be referring to the letter itself. Grade 8 students dash grateful for the computer lab. Grade 8 students are grateful for the computer lab. Next, the lab dash us with the most up-to-date learning devices. The lab provides us with the most up-to-date learning devices. Similarly, I hope you would be able to do the remaining questions given to you. There are 2 more questions left to be done in the same exercise. I hope you'd be able to do these as well. Now the next one given to us is rearrange the jumbled words to form correct sentences in simple present as shown in the example. So let's look at the example first. Leave the bus at 9 a.m. to Dharan. We have to form a sentence using all these words. The bus to Dharan leaves at 9 a.m. So let's do the first one. Work he in a department store. He works in a department store. So the answer is he works in a department store. Suman at the weekend do his laundry. Suman does his laundry at the weekend. So similarly, you have to do the remaining exercises. Please be able to do it. This is your homework. And students, this question number C is also your homework. Please refer to this exercise, question number B, and then be able to do question number C. That's the end of the class. How did your class go today? If you have any suggestions or feedback, feel free to reach out to us at learning@dearwalk.edu.np. See you in the next class with another lesson. Thank you.